It is quiet, even for Christmas. Fresh snow has fallen over downtown Toronto. Heavier snow out of the downtown core and into ski country, wherever you are. I hope that you don't have to drive today if it's still snowing. We had some heavy snow here in Toronto. You folks out in Eastern Ontario had some heavy rain. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, and what an interesting Christmas. What an interesting year it has been. Let me just, hold on. Come on, where's my cursor? I gotta fix this, the green screen thing level here, but hold on. Ah! Okay. Why is that just not? It is just not. If I make that brighter. I mean, we gotta have this right? Hold on. Bring that. Well, we're gonna suffer through this. You're gonna see a kind of a less than good quality green screen. Good morning to everybody, and I'm gonna get some comments on. I'm using a double screen this morning, so that's why everything. Okay, this is really bothering me. I know this is delaying the Christmas show. I apologize for that. Why is it doing? I had this perfect before. There we go. Then I'll turn my. If I turn that down, there, I'll turn me up, and then turn. There. Okay, that's as good as it's going to get, folks. Let's see how everybody is doing here this morning. Our chance to get together, to be alone together at Christmas. I mean, you know what? And I we can't just take loneliness, stereotypical loneliness for granted, what we think loneliness is. Hold on, that green screen is not doing anything for me. So you know what? I'm going to get rid of that. Hold on, just give me 1 second. 1 second. That didn't work. Come on. There we go. Okay. That's still kind of Christmassy. It's still kind of Christmassy. There's no fake fireplace or anything like that. Everybody has their coffee. I put a little Bailey's in mine this morning. That's the Christmas tradition. By the way, if you're ever looking for a really cool gift for someone, this is my cup warmer. And what happens is when you put your cup on it, it sets off a sensor, and it keeps your coffee warm. Because I like to have my coffee right to the last bit, but I don't drink the last bit because it always cools off. So I love that. Okay, so like we said, this has been kind of an unusual Christmas for so many people. Well, let's get a few messages out here first of all. I'm going to go very first because Kelly was the very first one off the mark. So good morning from her. Ruth, you've got your coffee. Hope everybody has their coffee. Calvin, how you doing, my friend? I hope you don't have to drive today. And let's see, and you know what, there are so many of you, and I'd love to go on the comment board and say hello to each other as well. Here's Merle, thank you very much. Let me see, what else have we got? Eating apple pie and sipping coffee in the Halton Hills. Okay, that is a nice way to spend Christmas. So yes, I want to get to the bells yesterday at 6 p.m. for those of you who jingled. You know, I know it felt as though in a lot of cases you were the only one on the street doing it, but there was you, and then a few streets over there was someone else. In fact, around the world, as we saw yesterday, this was the. So I mean, it was New Zealand. What else do we have? I think we have Australia. There we go. Australia.
Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas from Kuna, Australia.
And then we get into the Middle East. Guitar. Peter. And I apologize because I heard it both ways.
Let's jingle!
And we get into the UK.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
I bet you she was a joy this morning. Scotland, Northern Ireland, and
all the way from
Ireland as well. So that's what it was like around the world. So you saw that, and we showed you that yesterday if you were with us with the Christmas jingle ring. So the jingle ring here in the Eastern time zone. Let's turn off that green screen. There we go. This is what it was like. So I put together a bit of a video for you of what you did last night.
Sweet and cozy night,
You were here by my side. Bells are ringing, now the time is right to celebrate this Christmas. We're gonna have some fun.
6 o'clock.
Merry Christmas to everyone. Now everybody gather round and sing with me. Yeah, it's Christmas, joyful Christmas. Hang out Christmas lights. Let's celebrate tonight. Well, it's Christmas, very joyful Christmas. Hang out Christmas lights. Let's celebrate tonight.
So thank you to everybody who took part in the bell ringing yesterday. As I mentioned earlier, you know what? And I'm just as guilty of this. I have some music playing in the background. Anybody notice? So hopefully that's not too loud. I got an email this morning, and it really got me to thinking. It sort of changes a bit of the theme of what I wanted to talk about this morning. Please keep sipping your coffee. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll get more of your comments on in a moment, but I want to read this. I'm not going to mention the name. It came in through the happymolecule.com. Hi Kevin, I know it's Christmas and it seems like media is making Christmas to be the big disaster, which is it is hard and being separated, but I think all faiths have felt it this year with Chinese New Year, Ramadan and Eid, Yom Kippur and Diwali. There's also Kwanzaa, which begins tomorrow, I want to say. I think it begins tomorrow. These holidays are just as big as Christmas, but never get mentioned. And you're right. I mean, we do live in a prominent, predominantly, well, up until now, predominantly Judeo-Christian society. It still is, I think, the majority in North America, but more and more we're becoming that salad bowl of all sorts of different peoples, races, and faiths. And I love it because, well, for the most part, the food is great no matter what culture you go to. And they've always got food traditions. But these are important holidays as well. Some of them have passed, like Hanukkah. Some of them are still to come, such as Kwanzaa. Starts tomorrow. I wrote that down. Eid isn't until May. However, May and July, there's Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. But we may still be in lockdown. We don't know. But then I got to thinking, well, okay, it's not just faith, right? There's a lot of people who don't observe any faith or don't practice a faith as well. Does that make them any less lonely? There are married couples who are apart through work, through distance, through whatever. There's families that couldn't get together. There are seniors that can't see people. What I'm trying to say is there's not a stereotypical little old man or little old lady sitting alone right now watching out there that is the only lonely person. This person went on to write too, to say, I think it'd be cool to talk about the 30s crowd and loneliness. We always assume the 30 people who are 30 years old, man, you got the world by the tail. You can't be lonely. Yeah, there are still a lot of lonely people. It doesn't matter what the age is, what the race is, what the sex is. Loneliness is it knows no boundaries. It's so there are people out there who are spending this morning by themselves or reminiscing a lot and getting sad about that reminiscing. In fact, I had a bit of yesterday. My daughter sent me some video of an old Christmas, and it's some very happy memories. And at first I was like, I wanted to cry, and I didn't want to look at it again. Then I thought, wait a minute, how lucky am I to have had those memories? How lucky am I to have had things to look back at and think, man, that was fantastic. And who's to say that happy memories are all done or all gone? A lot of times at Christmas time, because we reminisce about old Christmases, we start reminiscing about good old times and how we'll never have them again. Well, how do you make a good old time? You just do it. So I'm hoping that everybody today at some point just sort of lets themselves off the hook. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. You don't have to be with a particular number of people today. You just have to, you know what? You have to, maybe a gift for yourself. That gift of being okay with being apart this year. We need to be okay with it because it's not our choice in most cases. So let's be okay with that. Maybe do something today. Turn some music up loud. Turn some music up loud today. Dance around as though no one's watching. Who cares? Just enjoy. Make a memory. Wouldn't it be kind of cool to say, you know what? In Christmases to come, in 2025, 2030, you look back at 2020 and say, ooh, there was a chance that could have been a horrible Christmas. I came through for myself. Let me see. Mike Robin, I've let myself off the hook for the last decade. Good for you. Mike's always got a very positive outlook on life. I'm sure Mike, I know Mike has some times when it gets down, but for a lot of times, he's a very positive person. And that's what you need is that positivity, right? You need that positivity. Don't watch the news today. Just don't watch the news today at all. Don't even turn it on. It'll be there tomorrow. You don't need to hear about anything else bad that's going on. I'm having trouble with my cursor, so if it's taking me a little longer than normal today. Let me see. Yesterday, I called a family member. Haven't spoken to any of us in 30 years. Time is too short, and the years go by too quickly. We talked about happy memories we both had at our family gatherings. Happy memories are great. They bring a tear, but tears of joy are okay. Tears of joy, okay, but don't be tears of it's never going to happen again. It will. Make your memories. So glad you were all here this morning. I am so glad everyone is here this morning. I really, really am. Taking these few minutes, and we're not going to stay, I'm not going to stay long on right now. Taking these few minutes to chat and to just sort of sit down with friends at Christmas and have our coffee. Why is it only okay on Christmas to have babies in the morning? It's noon somewhere, right? I saw somebody who was watching from Florida where it's only about 10 degrees there. Wow. That's Celsius, by the way, for our American and British friends. So it's 10 degrees, but that's, what's that? 10, double it, add 32, 50, 30, 52, yeah. Fahrenheit. Let me see. There we go. Leslie, there's the attitude. I'm going to spend some time doing things I enjoy that I haven't done in a while. Why not? Thanks for posting my pics, says Matthew. Yes, no problem, Matthew. No TV today. All right. No TV. No news. Turn off the news. There is bad news happening today. There is. I wish I hadn't seen it. I used to have a rule on Christmas Eve for my writers. I used to say, no bad news. Unless it's earth-shattering and people need to know about it, I said the one day of the year, Christmas Eve, let's just not have any bad news. Let's try not to put any bad news out there. And you know what? I did that for 27 years. 27 years, never missed anything. And I never got in trouble. And nobody got angry. We don't need all that bad news. Positivity. That you would be surprised. I surprise myself sometimes when I'm down and I start saying, you know what? I'm gonna be positive about this. And I say, oh yeah, right, okay, yeah, go fool yourself. But you know what? It works. It really, really does. You can fool yourself, and that's okay. You're not really fooling yourself. You're just changing your attitude. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. Let me see. Janice, I work at Sick Kids. So does my daughter, 7B. My first Christmas not working there. Deborah, give him a hug for me. All right. Watch Soul on Disney. That's right. That is now streaming on the Disney Channel if you have it. It's the latest offering from Pixar, and just a nice little way to spend some of today. But this is interesting. I didn't know this, Patricia. I think it's cool. Alberta lifted the lockdown for single people for Christmas Day. They're allowed to go to a family home for Christmas and dinner. That is a very good idea. I think that's a really good idea. Loneliness is far worse for you than COVID. It just is. And so if that's what Alberta is doing, then they're picking the lesser of the two evils, if you want to call it that. The chance of spreading it, the chance of people being lonely. I hope anybody who is visiting today, I know some of you are going to visit loved ones or have them pop by anyway. I know. It is what it is. You do what you do. Just please be cautious. Just take the precautions that you have to take. Let's see. Let me see. Merry Christmas. Oh, Bailey joined you this morning as well, right? What else do we have here? These are the advantages to staying home. That's right. As long as you don't have to drive. Minus 20, Mike says. So we've gone from 10 degrees in Florida this morning, all the way up to Cochrane, which is in northern Ontario, almost as far as you can go on the road. It's actually considered the last place you can go on the road before it turns into Western Canada. But so Cochrane it's up there. So minus 20 up there this morning. Let's see. Snowfall warning for this afternoon up there. I think we have some more snow headed this way to Toronto as well. Okay, Watson heading out later for the night shift. Thank you for whatever it is you're doing. There are a lot of people working today, and they're working for us. They're doing stuff for us. The one thing it was kind of nice was that the construction workers, here's a look across the street from me. It's usually very noisy. Even 7 o'clock in the morning they start on weekends. But it's quiet. It's not quiet as out there. I love it. Can't even see the CN Tower though because of the low ceiling today. But that's how there's Sick Kids off to the right. Hello to anyone who has a loved one who is spending time in the hospital today over this Christmas. Yes, there is an Anne Murray song about no bad news today. If you have a chance, look it up on Apple Music or in Spotify or whatever. It makes a lot of sense. Play that one and then play it back to back with Dirty Laundry. Why can't I remember from the Eagles? Dirty Laundry. Okay, that's gonna bother the heck out of me until it's been that many years since I've listened to one of his songs. That's the problem. Dirty Laundry, and I'm gonna kick myself when I see this. I get all. Don Henley. Oh, I know it was driving you crazy too, wasn't it? That you couldn't yell at the screen saying it was Don Henley, Kevin. It's Don Henley. There's more comments here this morning. We're just sort of getting together for our coffee together. Back on the cup warmer. The cup warmer is worth its weight in gold. It really, really is. I like to have the coffee down to the very, very bottom. I don't like cold coffee. I don't like cold coffee in the least. So I usually always leave that much coffee in the bottom of the cup if there's no cup warmer. Pat, Merry Christmas. Let me see. Don Henley was my first concert, says Darlene. Interesting. Was it just him, or was he with the Eagles still at that time? Bailey's in this household as well. Good for you, Kelly. Anything in moderation, right? Anything in moderation. Let me see. What are some of the movies people are going to watch? Okay, Wayne. I'm not going to answer your question only because I don't want any bad news today. I'm just sort of like keeping that away. I don't want to shun your comment, but I don't want any bad news today. Wayne knows what anybody who's watching the message board. It's just it's not worth paying attention to right now. It really, really isn't. For one day. For one day. What did I watch? I watched King of Staten Island last night. It was good. It was good. It was interesting. I don't really think it's a Christmas movie or appropriate for the family. Yes, Kelly, Die Hard is another Christmas movie. What other? Let me see. White Christmas with Bing Crosby. Haven't seen that for a while either. Yeah, Groundhog Day. Why not? Christmas Vacation. One of the absolute best. When you think of the modern Christmas movies, Christmas Vacation, Elf, all these movies are able to stand the test of time, such as It's a Wonderful Life and White Christmas things like that. Let me see. Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2. Not familiar. Okay. Little Women and A Christmas Story. I love A Christmas Story. So, a lot of the Christmas Story, don't forget, was some of it was filmed in Toronto. A lot of it was filmed in St. Catharines as well. Can I let you in on a little secret? Is a spoiler alert. Well, a bit of a spoiler alert. I don't think it's really a spoiler alert, but it tells you how they did something. Do you remember the scene in the schoolyard where they dared that kid to put his tongue onto the pole? And, I think when we were all kids, we remembered somebody, maybe it was you, actually would do that, take their tongue and put it on a cold pole on a winter's morning. And what happens? It sticks, right? So the kid put the tongue there and it really, like, he tried to pull it. What they had done is they had drilled a hole where he had put his tongue and had put a vacuum in it. So as soon as he put his tongue there, they turned the vacuum on and it sucked his tongue in, and it gave the same effect as his tongue being stuck on the metal. Let me see. Recommend. Recommend. Great. Watched them yesterday. So that's Christmas Chronicles, I believe. Watching Friends all day. You can't go wrong. There's not a bad episode. Friends, Seinfeld. There's not a bad episode. There's just not a bad episode. Hey, watch the Festivus episode. Perfect. Watch the Festivus episode. I can't watch My Bells of St. Mary's. Oh, I'm sure you can. I wonder if you can just get it on YouTube. There's sometimes full-length movies on YouTube that you can get away with sometimes. Miracle on 34th Street. I hope you're talking about the former, not the latter. I like the old one. I was not a big fan of the newer one. Let's see. Let me see. Not watching It's a Wonderful Life. It can be depressing, yes. Yeah. Christmas Chronicles is fun. Christmas Story is awful. Christmas Chronicles stars Kurt Russell really good. Okay, well, I might have to try that. Christmas with the Cranks, Prancer, and a Big Bang Theory marathon. Again, can't go wrong with Big Bang Theory. Not a bad episode. And Peanuts. James, I was watching it yesterday. Charlie Brown's Christmas. Remember when they would sing like that? Yeah, okay. Beverly Hillbillies. I like that, yeah. Let me see. Okay. Merle says watching Hallmark Christmas movies. Okay. And again, you can't judge. I can't turn on the Hallmark channel. I just can't. It's too much crime. It's too. Let me see. Kevin, are you celebrating with the family today? Well, no. I'm actually, Parker's here, but he sleeps until 2. So we'll have a nice dinner tonight. Like I said, okay. And this is, we were talking earlier about taking stresses off yourself. So many times when we're feeling down, we're feeling depressed, we're feeling lonely, we fail to recognize some of the stresses that we have control over. And one of the things we have control over is Christmas dinner. I know it's a tradition to get a turkey or whatever and cook it from scratch in the oven, but you know and I know that can add a lot of stress. If it doesn't add stress, fine, that's great. But if it does add stress, if you feel you have to do it, but you're not enjoying it, It's not worth doing. So this is what I do. And I know there's going to be a lot of groans from people out there. That's my turkey. So it's like, honestly, it doesn't look that appetizing. So, and this is a small one just for me and Parker. So it is only going to take 2.5 hours to cook. And that's 2.5 hours solid. That's not 2.5 hours, then maybe it'll be done. You want to check it and then leave it in for another hour. And you put it in from frozen. I'm not kidding. Okay, it doesn't look great, but it tastes great. It's fantastic. The stuffing already inside. So you know what? I just got a few potatoes, a few vegetables on there. Bada bing, bada boom. That's your Christmas dinner, and I'm not sitting there over the oven for hours and hours on end. Let me see. We're picking up from Smokin' Bones Barbecue for today's dinner. Yes. Smokin' Bones Barbecue. I gotta try that. Let me see. We don't like. Okay, that's all right. We don't like. Isn't it amazing? We're gonna do. We're doing tacos. Last year it was Hawaiian pizza. This is the assumption we make, right? We make this assumption, like this email I'd gotten earlier, saying that everybody is the same. Well, maybe people don't like turkey. That's okay. That's okay. You do you. If you had a peanut butter and banana sandwich today, if you enjoy it, all the more power to you. It is. It's an incredible time saver. Let me see. Perfect for small groups. Let me see. Chinese food. Yeah. What is it about Chinese food, especially at Christmas, that makes it extra good? Extra good. Wayne, I'm having leftover pizza for dinner. Let me see. Yeah, okay. This is the one thing, though, Patricia. Turkey has been slow cooking all night. The house smells great. You can't beat the smell. You're not going to get that incredible smell with this, okay? You're just not going to. When we do things to help relieve our stress, sometimes we have to make sacrifices for the better. So yeah, I'm giving up that smell all day. That's all right. That's all right with me. Butter chicken. I have a couple of recipes for diet butter. Well, not diet butter. I hate calling the word diet. But a low-calorie butter chicken. I don't think it has the cream in it and that. 2 Reese's peanut butter cups for breakfast, so they're right on. Do I have lasagna for us? And isn't that nice? Lasagna made by a friend. Here's something to do if you love cooking. Why don't you today make a lasagna? Why don't you today make something for someone else? If you love cooking and you're having a good time doing it and there's no one to do it for, cook for someone else and send it off to somebody else who might really appreciate it, might lift their day. Can you imagine if someone out there who's not having a great day and then they say, "Oh, yeah, but Dorothy made a lasagna for us. That's great." And then so that's all right as well. Let me see. Anything else? What else are people doing today? I had Christmas lasagna last night. Merry Christmas, Kevin. Hello, Roberta. To you. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like cooking, so I ordered the lasagna. Let me go back to some of the older comments too that I missed. There's my sniffling going again. It's so dry in here. I often send skip the dishes to my friends. You know what? I never really thought about that, but yeah, I guess you can do that. You just have to send the address, right? As long as you pay for it, they don't care where it's going. That would be a nice thought today. Do you know someone who, is, and maybe not today because maybe they've already planned their dinner, but maybe tomorrow. Because it's one thing for Christmas, it can be an equally depressing day tomorrow and the day after when, there's a lot of times there's family gatherings and family things that happen on Boxing Day. So why not send Skip the Dishes or DoorDash or Foodora or whatever your food service is in your area, Uber Eats, to somebody else? Make their day. Doing something for somebody else will make you feel better. Let me see. Light a fire in the garage. I hope you're putting it in something like you're supposed to light a fire on. Gonna cut wood with coffee and Bailey's. Let me see. I'm chilling, just taking it easy. That's okay. I give you all permission today to put your feet up and not think about what you think you should be doing. Every day we get up, and even if we end up sitting down, we have that guilty feeling about, oh, I know I should be cleaning out that cupboard. I know that I should be stripping the beds and getting the laundry. I'm not doing anything. If you are sitting down, there are times you're doing something for yourself. If you're sitting down, as long as you have a positive attitude and as long as you're thinking good thoughts, you're doing something for yourself. If you're sitting there being miserable, then no, that's not doing anything good for yourself. Get up, clean the cupboard. But I give you permission today to sit down and put your feet up and say, I'm giving myself permission to take the day off. That's okay. That is quite all right. What else is going on here? What else is going on in your? I have to shovel. Hello, Lorena. I don't. Sorry. That's the one advantage, right? Living in an apartment. See, still warm. Still warm. Oh, I've got now with this one. It is tough for anyone. I wonder if. I'm trying to see if my Skype would work. No, I gotta figure out a better way because I'd love to have some of you folks on, and I would love to take some phone calls from you as well. But I'm gonna figure that out in the next little bit. It seems so one way, right? Me blathering along here, just all by myself. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Okay, well, you know what? I think that's going to be it for today. Couple of things. Don't forget, please, to I think in the back of my mind here, but never mind. Don't forget to, if you haven't, download my podcast. Just go to thehappymolecule.com, click on podcast there, and it'll bring you right to a podcast. If you've never listened to a podcast before, great time to start, and it helps me out. So I invite you to do that. So lots of information on thehappymolecule.com. My latest blog is also out. Let me see. Where's my... let me just bring that. My latest blog is out. Can I bring that up here? It's called What's a Map? M-H-A-P. Source, share screen, so there it is, yeah. So this is the latest blog right here. It's called MAP. So M-H-A-P, Mental Health Action Plan. And it tells you how you can do yours. This is something that I think everyone should do. And it doesn't matter if you live with depression or if you don't. If your life is great or if there are questions that you have. This would be very, very helpful. So thehappymolecule.com, and you can see that there. Thank you so much for joining me here this morning. I hope that together we've made our Christmas just a little bit more special. It's up to you to make this Christmas special. There's still time. And if you just want to sit back, it's okay today. Watch some bad movies, watch some bad TV, whatever. Sit back, order out, whatever, all right? Thank you so much. And Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for what you've done for me this year as well. You've done more for me than you know. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, and I leave you now with one last look at you ringing the bells last night. Take care of yourself, and take care of each other.
Sweet and cozy night, and you are here by my side. Bells are ringing, and the time is right to celebrate this Christmas. We're gonna have some fun.
6 o'clock.
Merry Christmas to everyone. Now everybody get afraid tonight. I'm so afraid it's